What's good, y'all? It's your boy Brian B. We back at it. Back at it. That's right. Uh-oh, wait a minute. I got the wrong shirt on. I don't know what's going on. Yo, I got kids. I got shit everywhere. I don't know what's happening anymore. I got my life together. But yo, don't let the shirt fool you, because the Beeline Web Show, that's Tuesday night. But you watching us, and it's Thursday. So you know what time it is. I got a screen on the screen. That means somebody came on, was coming on, and showing off. That's right, Beeline Entertainment, baby. We back at it. Yo, we closing the year strong, man. It's the first time I actually went all the way through. This is usually my break period. I've been taking a break, at the end of the year for for the last 3 years. But I'm going strong. I can't stop, man. I'm constantly having guests now, talent. They trying to come on and show off. And I ain't gonna say no. We gonna make it happen. I want people to be known out here, man. We trying to make it. It's a new year, damn it. Need some money in my pocket, right? Need some money, right, Ty? We got to get this shit going. But we got a guest today, and he going to show off for sure. Rapper calling out of Florida, man. Yo, going to get to know him. I'm going to get to know him. We going to get to know him. First thing we got to do this. Let's go.
Let's make some noise.
This movie right here.
Signed to a local hot label, Big O Records.
Want to do it later. Now.
It's the Beeline. It's the Beeline. It's the Beeline. E-N-T.
Yes, that's right. It's your boy Brian B. Once again, I gotta say this first before I do anything. I gotta say thank you guys so much. I love you guys so much. Like I stated, the show has been fucking amazing. I was gonna try not to curse. Why not? It's me. I'm trying to not be me. What is that about? But yeah, man, the show has been amazing, man. We've had so many amazing talent this year. I am trying to put together a compilation to show to kill the last bit of the year, show everything that we've had going on, from the Halloween episode to A Natural coming back on, Lenny Harrell coming back on. This shit has been unbelievable, man, and we've had so much amazing talent. I want you guys to be able to see everybody and get caught up and get ready for the new year, man. We got so much new stuff coming with the new year. But all right, that's my time. But thank you guys so much. If you haven't already, make sure you like, make sure that you share, make sure that you subscribe. And most of all, I wanted to say this. I've been kind of forgetting to say it, but yo, listen, big thing when A Natural was talking that I really kind of wanted to grasp and just keep going for the new year. These talents are coming on here, man, and they're showing off and they're talking about what they're doing. And most of all, they hustling, man. They working, they busting their ass, yo. You know what it's like, especially if you talent that is watching and you want to come on. Yo, support, man. Support each other. Follow the links, man. Share it. You know what I'm saying? Tell somebody about it. Don't just watch it, man. Try to filter in so you can keep that going, man. That's going to be the biggest, road to success is just the help, man. Just sharing it, showing somebody, just supporting, man. So support talent, bro. Support the talent coming on the show. Support the show. But you guys are amazing, man. I don't even got to tell y'all, because y'all constantly throwing my shit. I'm sitting there finding out my name and stuff. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. But yo, without further ado, I got a guest, and we're going to introduce him. He's a rapper, like I said, out of Florida, coming from Alabama, he said. But ladies and gentlemen, we got Mr. T3MPO TAI, baby. What?
Yo, what's good?
How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm all good, bro. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm alive, man. I'm kicking, bro. It's the end of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, we on the entertainment show. I love the entertainment show. T3MPO TAI, man. Just give you a quick rundown of the Beeline. I started this show, and this was the original show. This red, white, and black right here was the Beeline web show, and the Beeline is basically just straight to the point. That's what that was the whole premise was about. But I had a lot of talent coming on when I first started this, man, and I didn't want to just have all talent just be on the show, so I had to branch off, and I started this entertainment show, and that's where like I say, people come on and show up. Y'all know how it goes.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, I want you to kind of take the floor and completely let everybody know where you're from, what you're about, what you're doing. So let's just start with an introduction piece, man. How you doing? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm all good, man. First off, I appreciate you having me, bro. I love that energy.
Sure, man.
Always. Yeah.
Always.
My name is T3MPO TAI. For anybody, just tapping in, that's T3MPO TAI on social media platforms, music platforms. Yeah, man. With me, my music is a little unique, especially in the realms of hip hop, because I mentioned to you earlier, I'm from Alabama, but my family's from New York. So I
Mm.
was constantly going back and forth, living up there. Listening to hip hop in New York, and then coming back to Alabama and listening to that,
Yeah,
that
man.
dirty South shit. So like, I was able to use that to my advantage to kind of fuse that together. And I'm one that like I have a lot of aspects from like the Northeast, but I'm down there, proud of where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
always represent Bama. So, a lot of that, I think has made a good sound for my music.
Beautiful, beautiful. And you know what? That's
Yeah,
something that's always, people are always paying attention to. Like, where's the music coming
yeah,
from? Where's the sound coming from? So you're right, man. One thing, I'm from Jersey, like, north to the south, and I've been here for
right,
about 10 years now. But the biggest thing is it's a melting pot, man. It's so much mixture. It's not everybody's not in one place anymore. So it's
right,
like the sound of music is kind of changing, because of that, because you're bringing, the east to the south, and then you're bringing some south to the east, people moving up north and trying to,
right,
mix in that environment. So it's like before it was a lot easier to kind of tell who was what, and it still is to a degree, but people are, having different sounds, having different ways of especially when it comes to rap. A lot of
right.
versatility now. So what would you say you would base your sound off of, since you're saying it's like unique? How would you explain it?
Uh, to be honest, I feel like I'm a natural storyteller. Like I know that I'm a
Okay.
natural storyteller just because when I write, when I spit, it's off of experience. It's off what I'm feeling, what I have right now. I feel like that makes it for me. It's the easiest, most organic way to create something that's dope. Um, but it's also too a raw emotion too, man. Like I
Mm,
could be spitting something crazy complicated with triple rhymes, or I could just be saying something simple. No matter what, you're gonna feel my energy. You know what I'm saying? So I
yes.
drive myself with that passion, that experience. And you know what I'm saying, whether you like it or not, one thing, you ain't gonna say I can't rap, and you ain't gonna say, what I'm saying, I don't feel where I'm coming from, having the energy. So,
Mm.
I always just try to stay consistent with that. And that's like I said, it's the most natural thing to me. So I just try to, stick with that.
That's beautiful. Yeah, yeah, man. And I think that's definitely speaking volumes, man. Not to jump off the topic like immediately and shit. Yeah, like y'all know me. Like I'm always talking about some shit. But I actually saw something, man. I was listening to something, and it was like a show or something like that on Comedy
Hmm.
Central, and it was with Charlemagne, and it was some other people or whatever. And it was a comedian on there, Godfrey. I don't know if y'all know Godfrey, but
Yeah.
I'll put a picture of him right here, Godfrey. He was on there, and something happened where I guess 21 Savage said something about Nas, or I didn't even hear it.
Yeah.
I didn't research. I didn't even know I was going to talk about
Yeah.
this. Honestly, you heard that?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, 21 Savage said some shit about Nas, and I guess it was kind of like disrespectful. I mean, Godfrey, he was on this show, and he let out on kind of a rant, and the rant that he let out on, I'm dead ass, man. Like it was so truthful. Like it was one of those things where it's like you don't realize something really needs to be said until it starts being
Yeah.
said. And I was listening to it and I'm like, yeah, man, it's true. Like it seems like we're losing the respect of the art, man. And I've said this shit a bunch of times on this show, man. It seems like people aren't giving credit to what hip hop really is. I feel like everybody's just fucking rapping. Like it's not like
Yeah.
a art no more, man. Like it's not like a style. It's not like even a respected talent. I feel like it's just something that people doing. I don't even know if that makes sense. I used to fucking rap.
No,
I used to
bro.
write.
Yeah, I'm all the way with you, and I'm gonna tell you my theory on it. I think it's the method of rap because, like I said, I go off of feeling and experience, and a lot of times the producers and the engineers are so dope right now that somebody, if they can afford to just chill in the studio all day, bro, I've literally seen it. They can go and rap two lines, here, go
Yeah.
chill for 30 minutes, go rap two lines here, go mumble a line of rap, and then that engineer is so dope, and the technology is so dope now that they're gonna piece it together. Then they're gonna clean it up, and then they're gonna make it
Yeah.
sound good. And
That
now
makes
you got a
sense.
dope ass verse, but it's just a bunch of random shit that don't make sense because they was in so many different thought process and mind states and feelings that
Yeah,
this
man.
two bars is from this two is from this, and everybody do it to say they freestyling or to say they don't write, but it's like they should. You know what I
Yo, man, damn, that
mean?
was a good ass message right there. I was saying that shit when I was younger, man. One of the things, like you just said, is piecing shit together. I'm not sure how you write, man, but you'll get to know you on the show.
Right.
When I was rapping back in the day or whatever, one of the big things that I was a writer. I sucked at doing off the top, like every now
Yeah.
and then I'd be all right. But I was a writer, man. I was a writer with everything I did. So it's like I like to write pieces. I like to write. I think of a metaphor, some witty shit or whatever, kind of just put it together and
Mhm.
just write it down. And then at the end of the day, like, you know, I'll say I just have fucking garbage bags in my room, man, of just like shit I've written all over. And I
Right.
take things and kind of put them together. But like you just said, I was noticing the structure was off because I was taking things that was like it was fire, like, you know, the pieces of it was fire, but it wasn't
Yeah.
meshing. You know what I mean? And
Right.
I was kind of falling out of that shit. So when you say you writing in like story mode and everything like that or whatever, you
Yeah.
going off of just like, you know, the it's more poetic that way, I feel. Is that how you feel
Yeah,
as
for
well?
sure. For sure, for sure. And even, I mean, there's plenty of times, like I said, but for me, it's raw energy. You know what I'm saying? I did a little time. I spent 2 years incarcerated in Alabama, and like that, I saw the experiences that I had, the experiences, the things that I saw. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes even the storytelling is not so in depth as much as it is like me kind of reflecting, me kind of
Yeah.
getting something off my chest. Because when I originally started writing, it wasn't to rhyme, it was to create a journal
Mm.
because at that time I was like facing trial and like trying to figure out what was going on. So okay, all that stress came down on me for me to be like, I need something to kind of what I'm saying, to get that have the outlet.
Yeah.
And then how it is. Started to structure, started turning into music, and then what I'm saying, once I things happened in my life like going away, that kind of pieced things together where I started rapping in front of people and I started beating on the table and learning how to do certain things to where pieced it all together. And now we doing shows and making music.
That's what's up, man. Yo, great
Yeah.
story. Yeah, yeah, hell yeah. And it's crazy how it's like you said, like now I'm like, it's crazy how hearing that kind of just got me amped up. Like, all right, fuck it, I want to hear this nigga spitting now.
Yeah.
Because it's like it is that feeling, bro. It's like it
Yeah.
is that emotion behind it. Like you didn't
Right.
do it to try to be a rapper. You did it as an outlet. You did it as like I got to try to get my mind right, and then it kind of just
Yeah.
formulated into that. So yeah, much respect for that,
Right.
for real. How
Appreciate
long
it.
have you been
Appreciate it.
rapping?
Uh, I guess I'd say about 5 years, but for the past three, we've been moving in a direction. You know what I'm saying, with a
Beautiful,
purpose
yeah.
and knowing, yeah, being very, what I'm saying, strategic about the move. So the last 3 years has been business.
Got it. Okay, beautiful. Well, let's kind of go
Yeah.
from there then. Like we kind of got, it's kind of like your origin story right there. So
Right.
let's kind of
Right.
go from like, so where do you see it going next? Like what's some of your plans or future events that you have coming forward?
Oh no. Well, first, I'm glad you asked that because I'm big into speaking it. You know what I'm saying, and so far it's been going that exact way.
Yeah.
Of we've been having a plan, speaking it into existence, and it's been happening. So right now, much love to Jacksonville, Florida. They've given me the opportunity to perform and do shows on a regular basis and build that fan base. So we're gonna continue to do that. We got a couple more shows coming up soon. But next year, man, I'm looking to go all in and be on tour. Do some
Mm.
traveling and I get a lot of love on like social media from these different cities and everything where just because I do have a universal sound. So, the goal next year, 2023, is to be in these cities and showing that love back and,
Yeah.
giving them a show and entertainment.
Definitely, definitely, man. Yeah, yeah. And that's one
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
biggest things, like, the world's kind of like opening back up with certain in certain ways. So it's
Right,
like we started this show. We were talking with a lot of people who were dealing with the challenges of COVID and everything, and the world kind of
right.
changing. And a lot of entertainers we had on were kind of halted and shit. So it's
Yeah,
like now that everything is kind of opening back up, I'm actually excited to kind of seeing what people are actually doing now because doing a show is one thing. When you have a lot of people who don't really know the industry, you say do a show, and sometimes people don't really understand what that means. Like you might think concert, you might think, but
yeah,
literally a show can be anywhere. You can do a show at a talent show. You could do a fashion show. I've seen so many different types of shows. Like my father was, promoting artists. All in New York, all of that shit. And
right.
we were at fashion shows, we were at step shows. There was a lot of
Yeah,
different places we were seeing performers. Like at the beginning, I saw Ashanti when she first started. She was singing the national anthem and
oh,
shit
for
at a
sure.
step show. Yeah, man. It's like you
That's
you
dope.
don't you gotta you the one thing about it that's very common is your hustle, man. It's who you're working
Yeah,
with, it's how you're working, your work ethic and stuff like that. I do know people like you said earlier, like you'll sit in the studio and you'll be in the studio for your whole fucking life. But if you ain't putting that shit out there, you just got shit to sit on.
right.
You know what I mean?
That's
So
it.
if you ain't putting your name out there, you just sitting on shit. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the people who are like, oh well, I made these 5 songs and I made them 5 years ago, but nobody ever heard them. So you like, oh, this some old shit. Now you transformed, you got better, but now you just made all that material that's just sitting there. So I've seen a
Right.
lot of that transition too. So I think personally, getting out there, having people see your face, man. Maybe it's just because my marketing and promoting shit now. I'm like, that's
Yeah,
my whole life right now. But I understand the importance of that, man. You could take one song and just say, yo, listen, no matter what I do, I want everybody to hear this shit in the world. And
yeah,
then bam, and then people hear that shit and they're like, oh, well, damn. And then next thing you know, you got another song. Oh shit, he got another one. And now people are constantly interested. Like, where we at? What's
now
the
you
next
got a
one?
fan base. Yeah,
Bruh, it seems like it should be harder than what it is, but getting out there and showing your face, man, just like you just said Jacksonville is
yeah.
showing you love. So yeah, much support, man. That's awesome, bro.
But bro,
But
no, you right about that. You know what I'm saying? As far, but it's thing is, it could be as simple as it want to be. Like you
yeah,
still got to put the work in. And a lot of people, bro. Like I didn't expect it. You know what I'm saying? As far as moving up in the business, and start, you know what I'm saying. But to find so many people that's in this business and don't do things on time or don't, be nonchalant about shit, whatever. Like
yeah,
it really surprised me because like I don't, especially my team and I, but I don't fear messing up or I don't fear doing a show with 5 people or 5,000 people. You know what I mean? Like
there you
it's about
go.
getting that work in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
man. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Look at everything like look at everything like it's success, man. Like you said, even if
right.
you make a mistake, if whatever the case may be, that's one thing I had to learn as well, man. Just even with doing this show, like literally, like you just said, there can be 5 people in that room you performing for. You got the people that would discourage and fucking turn away, but then you got the people like,
Yeah,
man, fuck it, I'm about to perform like there's 5 million motherfuckers in here, and
yeah,
those are the ones because out of those 5 people, you never know 2 of those people working for Sony. So, 2 of those people, you know what I'm saying? Like, you never know who your audience is, man. And that's what I'm learning more than anything, even all the music industry shit that I've, been a part of. You have to just go out and give your all, 1,000,000% everything
yeah.
you do. Don't get discouraged. You know what I'm saying? Or even if you do, you got to control your emotions and just keep
Right.
hustling, man. It's
That's a
important.
fact.
So you said you got I know you said you had a team. We were actually joined by somebody that's your team. That's saying a
Yeah.
lot because I'll be real with you. That's the first time I ever had anybody jump on with an artist that I was speaking with. So I can tell you
Oh
got people
yeah.
who are supporting you.
Oh
So
yeah.
how'd you meet your camp? Like is it from like your family or is it people you've met over the time?
No, man. So it's crazy. I'm a big researcher. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I saw a quote from J. Cole's management. He said, most of the time your manager is the closest person to you, but you just don't know it yet because everybody goes looking for these different, this big time manager that worked with this person worked with this person. But for me, the management is the people that's going to be promoting you all day long when you're not around, when they're
Yeah.
not making money. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be
Yeah.
trying to push it. So, bro, when I first came home, I ain't even have any music out. I was just reaching out to people trying to network and understand the business, how to put music out, how to get it on platforms. And me and real with you, I mean, and in hindsight, I kind of get it because I didn't even have a single or nothing out to show them.
Yeah.
But everybody, was kind of giving me the little shrug off. And my partner Q, Quentin Hurry, bro, we didn't even have too much of a relationship prior to this, but we're from the same town. I just
That's
saw that he was in school for music, so I reached out and he responded back in a positive way, like, "Hey, keep doing your thing, keep grinding." And for the longest time, for like 2 years, we were just talking, giving feedback, sending music and things like that. And man, the work that he just put in, the relationship we built, it was one that I'm saying I feel like I could trust because that's not something, especially in this business, that you can
yeah.
do easily. And
Yeah,
then
it's
we
very
also
hard.
had, yeah, and then my other manager, Sydney, she joined in. She's been heavily in the music business as far as like radio and things like that. And she's more of our business side of it as well. And everybody does their part. So, if there's anything I'm proud of being real with you, bro, is being able to surround myself with the right people. Because what
Beautiful,
I'm saying,
yeah.
I know, anything can happen, bro. If I make a wrong decision or if I make a song that's not that good or if I do something that's not me, I know I got solid enough people around me to be like, "Hey, bro, you tripping?" You know what I mean? Or
Hey,
you need to do
that shit
better.
is important too, man. Because
It
you
is,
got
bro.
people out here trying to fucking amp somebody up, and they putting out nothing. You have to be truthful, man. Because damn well you heard some people over there. Yeah, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And you like, listen, bro, you might want to
Nah.
switch careers, motherfucker.
Yeah, run it back, bro. That wasn't
Yeah,
it.
for real. That's some true shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's like, you don't know what's crazy though, bro. And I was thinking about it when you were saying it. Like, that's like, it seems like it isn't, but to be honest, that's like the most minor and shit. Because the
Yeah.
stuff that's like your manager and the people that's got a strong foundation around you that you want to keep around you, they're looking out for the people who are, trying to take advantage, man. And that's one of the biggest things I think that on this show, especially, like we've had a lot of people come on and talk about how, like, whether it be people from the actual, like, the labels or, just people that you have in your team. That's just like, that'll kind of, once you start to get to a certain level or a certain degree where you start seeing them changes and them deflections and shit start happening. And, to make sure that your circle is straight or make sure that your circle is strong when it's tested is where you're going to really see, like, all right, well, wait a minute. I thought, you know what I'm saying? Like the fire is fucking hot now. Now niggas starting to sweat and shit. Okay. All right. Let's see what's up. But it is really interesting, man. It is a tough business, man. But it's very rewarding when you do it intelligently, and that's been the biggest message that that a lot of people have came on here and gave at this point. So much success to you, bro. Like I'm glad you were able to,
Thank you, bro.
come up from a situation and kind of make the best of it. It sounds like, in a nutshell. So. Here's a question for you. So coming from two different places, what's your inspiration? Like, who's inspired you the most?
So it's crazy. As far as like recently, man, J. Cole for sure. As far as
Hell of
the
an artist, man.
music, yeah. And it's for me, it's been like that because I respect, I love the music. I love he stays, what I'm saying, true to what he does.
Yeah.
Definitely still lyricist, but also, what I'm saying, his energy, the way he carried himself.
Yeah.
And then I've seen him perform a couple times. So the way he would move the crowd and make people move, and what I'm saying, when you see people respond to him, that shows you what you really want to know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
really.
I just saw so many different kinds of people just responding, like losing their minds about him. So
yeah, J. Cole, he is
sure.
definitely the truth, yo. I mean, he's one of the type of people that I'm not a fan of the newest genres of hip hop that's out. But J. Cole's somebody that came out and I listened. I'm like, oh, there's some hope. But before I started this show, I've heard some pretty decent people come on here and talk. And the thing is about when it's not commercial, you gotta look for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta look. J. Cole be having some bangers that'll be hitting the airwaves, and people will be pushing or whatever. But for the most part, you hearing a lot of the whatever the industry is, feeding the world right now. But J. Cole, like you said, he's one of them true people. Like, they had a picture of him the other day just walking through the airport, just him, hair all fucked up. He don't even care. Like, just me, bro. Just me. I respect that shit to the fullest because I know what this industry can do to you, man. And it's crazy, but it's true. You know what I mean? So yeah, I do respect him a lot. And like you said, a hell of a lyricist. Like he knows how to formulate his words very poetically. I love that shit.
Yeah, you can tell he takes time, you know what I'm saying, to actually create it. And like you said, like you said something important. I think other people need to realize, like, this shit is art. This is art, bro.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? And I think like more people need to respect it as such. You know what I mean? Like I understand, like, don't get me wrong, I still got respect for the people that know it's a hustle and treat it like a grind and a way to make money and get themselves out. But at the same time, I feel like they go hand in hand. If you create the best art that you can create, everything else is gonna kind of, happen off of that.
For real. And that's been another ongoing topic that we've been discussing here. Almost every guest that I have on at this point, man. It is literally about staying true to the craft, yo. Like you just said perfectly, like it is always going to be business, man. It is always going to be business. But the thing is, if you just make it business, then you're just a pawn in the game. Like you're just going wherever they put you. But if you going in like J. Cole and like, I'm me, this is what I do, this is my style, ain't changing fucking nobody. And look how many people come on and say, J. Cole, why? Because it's fucking genuine, because it's real. And that's what people want, man. People don't want you think you want the porn and whatever. That's what the fucking, the audience want, but they're not real for you. They just like your style. But as far as liking you, that's the people who stay true to this shit, man. And in my opinion, truly are like, longevity. The people who just stand here and they just have that song because they just whatever, is getting fed to the audiences. Those are motherfuckers that you like, who is that?
Yeah, bro.
You see them here and there and shit. Like,
yeah. And it's funny. You mentioned it earlier. It kind of ties back in. What 21 Savage had actually said about Nas was that he was irrelevant and that he just had a loyal fan base that kept purchasing his music. But for me, it's like, isn't that what we all want? Like, isn't that a beautiful thing to be able to be 45, 40 something, almost 50 years old, to create music that's still what you're doing now, and to still have people want to hear it and buy it. Like,
yeah, man.
I feel like that was a blessing. That's an advantage. You know what I mean?
But that's why it's like that when it's just disrespect like that, man. It's like, and a lot of people are saying like, respecting your elders and yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely a part of it. But I think that's more of a cliche also. But
Right.
it definitely is meaning, but I think it's more of a cliche when people saying it. The thing about 21 Savage coming on and saying some ignorant shit like that or whatever is literally Nas didn't just have loyal fans. You can say that to anybody. You just got fans who like you. Nah, nigga, to be real with you, you just got fans that like you. Because I'm not trying to hate, but I'm just being honest. If you take the art form and you take Nas and you go to from fucking 21 Savage, he's painting in coloring books in kindergarten classes, and fucking Nas is in college essay fucking teaching classes. There's no comparison, bro. So it's like for you to make a statement like that on some ignorant shit to a man who's been in the industry for fucking 30 plus years, who not only has been in the industry, but is known as a legend and one of the greatest in the industry. And then to say some shit like you're irrelevant, where the fuck are you been? It's even pissing me off a little bit right
now. That's how
I
feel. Watch him, yo. What? Nas is like the great. Like Nas is my favorite of all time.
I mean,
so like when I heard that, I'm like 21, chill, bro. Like
yeah, man.
It's the thing is, I don't think that they understand, and I think maybe I'm being a little positive when I say this, but I don't think people realize that like hip hop is actually young, bro. Like hip hop is a young genre of music. You know what I mean? So the people who started hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Some of those people are still alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The ones who literally started, our pioneers, are still alive.
Yeah,
There's no other genre like that when it comes to music. So
yeah,
I think there are certain things. I think there's certain things that we're going through, and we're the first of it, and there's really no blueprint. But I think at the same time, like they got to understand, like there's certain phases music goes through, hip hop goes through, and there's certain subgenres in hip hop. And bro, just because you're not a lyricist and you don't understand doesn't mean that they not dope too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, come on, man. You gotta be, and that's a good point. I mean, that's even a good point for me because I am one of the people who is like, listen, I ain't trying to hear that shit. But you're right, it is a genre, man. It is something that people like, and you can't, be the definitive answer of what's right and what's wrong. Right. People like what they like, but it's just certain times where it's just like that, like it's just like, bro, the gall of this guy coming up and talking about somebody who was an obvious pioneer of this shit, and you detest it and even say something like crazy. I didn't like I said, I know he had said something because I seen the stories, but I didn't really research what he said. I was actually planning on trying to do like a panel thing about it, but I mean, just that's some crazy shit, man, to say something like that to somebody like Nas, man. I can see like you Little Yachty or some shit like that, but Nas, nigga, like,
come on,
you at?
You went to the top of the top, like
right? Yeah.
I was when I saw that, I'm like, yeah, he was feeling himself. Something happened. He must have been very like
feeling something. Wild. That was some crazy shit. Yeah, I never heard of that. That's somebody saying some shit like that. Jay-Z, like, oh, you're irrelevant. Really? This motherfucker's
crazy. Are you crazy?
I don't know, man. Yeah, it's very interesting though. But it does bring up another, interesting point, man. And it's one of the things where J. Cole is somebody who's keeping me interested in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Some of the people that come on here are people that are keeping me interested in hip hop. Like you, I can tell somebody who respects the game, and like you're not on here just like, I just rap with my boys and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're on here like you obviously research, you obviously doing it for like, different reasons. You're not just like, oh, I'm just trying to be rich and whatever. You actually respect the craft, and I can just tell by speaking with you. But it's very difficult to respect rap the way that it's going right now, even with like the I mean, it's always been something, but lately it's been crazy with the deaths and just everything that's been tied to it. These last like few years, especially, man, so many rappers are being taken out, bro. Like,
yeah, bro.
You start to question like, what the fuck is the the common reason for it? It's hard to stay loyal, or it's hard to look at it positively. So it's like people coming out now really do have a challenge because you have to try to make this back into a creative art form that's loved and respected, because it's looking so negative in every aspect of the light, man.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. How do you feel about like, going into that kind of atmosphere at this point? Like, how do you look at yourself?
Man, for me, it's definitely a warning. You know what I mean? Because like there's certain instances like I'll tell you the ones that got me the most were like King Von and Takeoff
Mm,
because in the King Von situation, like I said, I'm a pretty laid back, chill dude, but I could see myself if there was a problem, losing my temper, going hand to hand with somebody, and then
yeah,
boom,
man.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And then it would take off, you know what I'm saying? The way he moved is how I see myself move. I'm sitting in the back, I'm chilling, just kind of observing, but boom, he's still knocked off. You know what I'm saying? And like that's crazy to me because this isn't even as far as we know somebody that individually had problems with people. This is
Yeah.
somebody that everybody really, rock with. So, it's so many different ways that people are going that you can't really say, all right, I know not to wear my jewelry, or oh, I know not to be here, or I know not to do this. Like, the way things are going in hip hop, especially right now, like the only safe way is to do your business and go. So, I
Yeah.
will say, especially during that time, bro, I do know how to move and I do respect, paying attention to what's going on and body language and, what I'm saying, showing respect towards other people to get that
Yeah.
back as well. I think that's a big aspect of it that we
Definitely.
forget sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Respecting
Definitely.
other people's city, other people's environment where they live. Like this is their home. So you
Yeah.
know not to go there and respect that. But no, man, it's definitely something. It's definitely something that shocks us and it's like, all right, well, we gotta move like this. All right, we gotta make sure we do this. Or, it's definitely a warning to me, but at the same time, it's passion for me. I love this. I love what I
Yeah.
do. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I also do it, what I'm saying? A big part of it for me is my community. You know what I mean? Because where I'm from in Alabama, I ain't just from Alabama. I'm from a small town in Alabama. You know what I mean? One of
Gotcha.
the ones
Yeah.
that you make jokes about and shit, So
Yeah.
and with man, bro, with that small town, it's a small town mentality. And a
Yeah.
lot of times I would see where people talk about leaving and never leave, or because they don't have anything to do. My small town is ranked top 10 in the state for murders, and it's like 5,000 people.
Oh,
You know what I'm
damn.
saying? It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, a big part of that for me is wanting to show my community, like, yo, it really is this easy. This is the blueprint. Like, put the work in, and kind of show them because I feel like changing the mindset is changing a whole lot more than handing some money and changing a moment.
That's actually really, really, really interesting, man. Like, even believe it or not, I'm not gonna bullshit you. Like,
Right?
literally, what you just said is even kind of turned my wheels a little bit different real quick. Because, like I said, I've been kind of down on hip hop recently, man. And I mean, not because I don't love it. I've always had a love for the fucking form
Right.
of hip hop, man. But it's so much going on with it. I start to question, like, what the hell is, like, is this good anymore? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
honestly, you got to ask that question. You can't be looked at crazy for asking it.
Yeah.
Is this shit good anymore? But you just said something very, true about it. You got to move correctly, but also show people that this can be done correctly too. It's not
Yeah.
hip hop that's the problem, man. It's people's attitudes, it's people's egos, and it's how people are carrying themselves that's the problem. And not just the problem altogether, because I don't have all the answers to
Right.
shit, but it's
Right.
definitely part of it. I would say it's definitely a big.
It
I
is.
think it is a big part of people saying things the wrong way and kind of coming off disrespectful and not being as respectful as you should. I think that a lot of people in the industry have to understand that you're not the same person anymore that you were going into it. You can't carry that I want to still be in the streets mentality. I mean, I wish, I
Yeah.
thought that shit was understood a long time ago. You have so much more like exposure now with social media, with all this other stuff. People know where you at, people know what you're doing, people know what you're saying at
Yeah.
every fucking turning point. You can't just be reckless anymore, man. You might have got away with it more when you were reckless in your environment, but now when you are all these different environments, you saying this, motherfuckers from everywhere hearing what you're saying, bro. So, and like
Yeah.
I said, I don't have the answers. I don't know. I'm not saying that this is the reason why everything's happening, but I am saying that, like you just said, I think if people started to respect this shit a little bit more and also respect the nature of being a celebrity, being famous, you can't keep the same mentality like you not. Simple as that. Like, you have to
Yeah.
start having a different kind of way of living, and you have to understand that's going to be your new way of living if you want that lifestyle. But
Yeah, I agree with that, bro. I agree with that. I also think it's too just that it's a disconnect. Hip hop comes from the streets, and I think a lot of people, especially in hip hop, we make so much money and we can get so big that there's a disconnect, and we can
yeah,
say whatever we want, do whatever we want. But like, when you do them shows, you got to be out there. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And
you do.
yeah, so
You really do.
it's. I think it catches people, it catches up to them. But like you said, if you respect where it comes from, you know what I'm saying. Show that respect, feed the wolves, show them love, like. You know what I'm saying? I think, and it's not even like a money thing. It's just respect where you at, respect where you
Respect.
come from,
Yeah.
and keep that connect. You know what I'm saying? I think it could be a lot less of what we're seeing.
See, 21 Savage. Don't just jump out and saying respect, man. Everything
Massive.
is about respect, bro.
It is.
Everything is about respect at the end of the day. Your life's going to be a lot different. Just even if you ain't in hip hop, just your life is a lot different. You also said something a minute ago, man, that kind of spoke to me a little bit too, man. Like things happen quickly, bro. Like things happen
Yeah.
quickly in life in general. Like, you get in a situation and you don't know. Maybe when you're having a bad day, you got an argument, lost your job, you
Right.
don't know, anything fucking happens. But it's like sometimes you make bad decisions. Sometimes you slip up, diarrhea of the mouth, and shit comes out, and you just not, even if you didn't mean it. Sometimes things happen. Sometimes accidents happen. But the thing is, you should always be trying your best to make sure it's not. Because if an accident happens, but you really don't make accidents that often, then it's looked at as an accident. But if you're constantly
Right.
having shit happen, now it's looking like, all right, this guy motherfucking might got a little bit more intent than that. So it's like I was in a situation too where I was kind of I kind of was kind of out of pocket a little bit a couple
Yeah.
days ago in a store, just on some reckless shit. It was not reckless, but it was just out of my nature because it's like I'm respectable, man. I like to
Yeah.
give respect and get respect. Like I'm not one of them type of people, man. I don't like giving people hard times. But I kind
Right.
of gave this guy a hard time and I was in kind of a bad mood or whatever. And I felt like shit about it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like I felt like damn, why did I do that? Like, why did that guy was just trying to work, he's trying to do his shit or whatever. Like, and I was kind of, kind of an asshole to him.
Yeah.
And just that feeling made me understand, like, damn, I don't never want to do that shit again. Like, I'm really going, I don't give a fuck how I feel. I'm gonna make sure I don't never do that again. I'm 35, you know what I'm saying? I'm still growing and whatever, but
Yeah.
I think just that mentality just showed me like I could have handled that better. I could have did better. I learned from that shit that I went
Yeah.
through or whatever, you know what I mean? And I think that's where a lot of people really have to start understanding, like, you do have to carry yourself and be as respectful as you can. As you can, even if somebody ain't giving it back, it's different ways to handle shit. And if you think you're just going to go on some bump head shit in the world we live in today, oh, you want to say that? I'm gonna say that. And you think that shit, that fucking back
Yeah.
and forth Biggie Tupac shit, nah, bro. It's not like that anymore, bro. Like you will be
Yeah.
fucking taken out, and it sucks to say it like that, but it's real. So if you want to have a life and enjoy the fucking experience of being a hip hop or R&B or anything at that, don't fucking go talking reckless about people. They got short fuses. You got different things. You got people. You got to handle things intelligently nowadays, man.
Right. Yeah.
It's difficult, man. Difficult
No,
conversation.
you're right. Though. I mean, I think one thing people don't really consider is that when Biggie said "more money, more problems," I don't think they ever took into account that more money hip hop made, the more problems we would have. You know what I mean? We're not really a unified front. So, like, nowadays, like I said, bro, hip hop is the most popular genre in the world. It's the hottest genre
Yeah,
of music in the world. So,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We make different money now. You know what I mean?
yeah, for
We make
real.
way different money now. And I think, you know what I'm saying, that statement was true, not just for the individual, but for the culture as well.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, you dead right about that. Yeah, it really is when you think about it, man. It ain't nothing collective like hip hop that's buzzing. Everybody listen to fucking hip hop. And if you don't
Everybody,
listen
bro.
to hip hop, I mean, what you listening to what pop and shit? But I mean, that's all
Right.
hip hop is all
That's hip
involved in
hop now
that too.
too. And then the way
Yeah,
they dress, that shit is hip hop. The way they
yeah,
talk
yeah.
is hip hop. Like
It's true.
on the news, your news anchor gonna say something that's of hip hop culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I hear it
very
all the
true.
time. Yeah,
That's awesome. Ah, yeah, Tim. I man, I definitely can tell you got a good head on your shoulders, man. Yeah, I always appreciate when I can talk to somebody in this intelligent conversations, man. I've had some conversations with some people where I'm like, all right, well, next question, motherfucker. I can definitely
this
tell
ain't going
you
too many places.
it's great, bro. It's great. It's great. It's good to talk to somebody with a good head on their shoulders, man. But
Appreciate that.
so yeah, well, much respect to you, man. So what's the projects that you got worked on? That you're working on currently?
Yeah, for sure. So I got to promote the last one for sure. We just released a single last month called Flashback. It's on all major social platforms, social media platforms. Anybody listening, to go check it out.
Definitely.
We have another single that we're working on. We don't have a release date yet for it yet, but I know it's going to be beginning of the year. I'm really excited about this one because man, the more you make, the more you evolve. You get better. You
Yeah,
start to have an
very true.
understanding. So we're excited about this single from the production all the way to what I'm saying, what we were able to do visually. So it's gonna be the single's called Too Much. That's gonna be coming out, and I've actually already started performing it in Jacksonville, getting a lot of love and a lot of good feedback from it. So yeah, man, for me, like I said, I'm a traveler, bro. I love going to these different cities, going to these different places, and that's what we're working on now. Getting, going back to Atlanta, coming out there where you at, seeing what's going
Come
on.
on. I
Performing.
love, yeah. Hit me up.
Yeah,
I'll be there. Me and my brother go and fucking check you out. Yeah, man. I love
that's
that.
it.
I love going to events and stuff like that, especially seeing music and stuff. Talent shows, that's all I know. But
Yeah,
that's beautiful, man. So you have I'm gonna put your link in the thing, Beeline. You know the deal. I'm gonna have his stuff so you can check him out. He gonna show off, so you gonna get to hear if you want to hear him and stuff. And so
yeah.
you working on, so you got singles now that you pushing, or at least a
Oh, for sure,
single, and then
man.
you pushing the singles. Got it. Any
Yeah,
album
yeah.
work? You working on an album, or you kind of just still kind of just working into one at this point?
Yeah, we do have a plan for one. We have one set in place. So like I said, we're pretty strategic about how we do, but we actually think that we're gonna be dropping a mixtape prior to that called Bar Boogie. You know what I'm saying? Where I kind of just want to flex my muscle and to get a chance because with these singles and the music, it's about
Yeah.
creating a good song.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
as the whole body creating a song. Coming from where I come from, where I derive from writing music, like bro, you put that beat on, I could go crazy. So
Oh
I
yeah.
do want
Yeah.
to be able to I still want to show that aspect of that, still
Yeah.
show that, what I'm saying, that this is still a part of hip hop as well. But yeah, the mixtape is called Bar Boogie.
Bar
So we're
Boogie.
working on that as a project, and after that, that's when we'd like to, release the album and give that core fan base what they want.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, hey, man, I'm
Yeah.
definitely looking forward to hearing it, man. Definitely looking forward to
Thank
hearing the Beeline. Y'all, hey, we got another one, man. We got some hip hop, man. The one thing that I can honestly say is, like you got Dave East, you got a couple people that's out there really spitting bars and shit, and that's what I
Yeah,
miss, bro. I love fucking bars. I want to hear
yeah,
you spitting hard, like you know what I'm saying. Even if it ain't like the
yeah,
most grimy shit, just spit,
yeah,
bro. I love that fucking. You listen to that shit give you goosebumps. But
yeah.
beautiful, yeah, mixtape shit, man. Remember mixtapes used to be like, remember just you couldn't. It was
Bro, I'm
nothing
talking about.
like hearing them fucking mixtapes, bro, and people, whether they battling, whatever. Just listen, bro, that shit is the
Bro, you used to
greatest,
get
man.
excited. That should get me excited now thinking about it.
For
I used to be like,
real, yo.
so Wayne dropped the mixtape, 50 Cent dropped the
Yup.
mixtape. So it was like, what? You know what I'm saying? You got like that shit used to be an excitement. Then you trying to find it, whether it
Yup.
would be getting it physically or streaming it, downloading it. Like we was trying
Trying
to
to
get
tell
it.
you, man.
And
We was getting them
I
motherfuckers
always
left
was,
and right.
yeah, bro. I was always looking forward to. So I still want, where they may not be at the forefront, I still want to be able to keep that as a part of hip hop and not let that die either. You know what
See,
I mean?
you love it. So it's like
I
you
love this
you
shit.
are part of this shit. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
you're not saying to yourself like, oh, well, they're not really doing mixtapes no more, so I'm gonna do this, even though they are. But you're not adapting. You're like, man, I love mixtapes. I want to fucking do it. I remember how excited I was when and then you never know, having that mentality instead of the mentality of like, I don't want to do what people ain't doing. You might bring the shit back and like, oh, this
right.
motherfucker, you hear this? You never, That's why I'm always gonna stay true to what I say behind. Do what you love and let that shit pave your way for success, because you ain't never going to go wrong. You always going to give your all, and whether or not it hits or miss, you always look back and say, well, man, I put my all into that shit,
Facts. Facts.
bro.
I can go like that. You know what I mean? I can
Yeah,
live with
man.
that.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. It's
Oh yeah.
beautiful. All right, yo, Temp. All right, so we got to know you on this interview. Definitely been a pleasure, man, having you on and
Right.
speaking to you about your much success to you, much love to you. Keep pushing. You always got a home here, man. You want to come back on? I can definitely tell you got like I said, a good head on your shoulders, and I love to keep you on in rotation, the Beeline, man. And just if I can play music, I'm trying to work on it, man, so I can get somewhere I can play some music or something like that. It'll eventually happen. But for
Okay.
now, listen, you know what time it is. It's time to show.
Oh, okay.
That's right. Yo, let's go, man. Hey, anything you want, man. We got like good, 30 seconds. You want to do a couple bars or something like that? You want to do something off the song? I mean, I'm cool with anything, man.
All right. No, I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. We talk about stories. Yeah, all right. So I got you, B-Line. So I say, attention, please. I'm gonna try to give it time to breathe, but I've been hungry for this shit. So I sharpen my teeth and forward my reach. Fuck nigga, part of my speech, but I just keep on
Mm,
getting frustrated. It's harder to teach, harder for each. To understand the garden with Eve was mostly just a story, but I'm hardly a priest. Found my own lane, stopped, then I parked in the street, sparking the leaf. The Nero face, you talking to me? Cause I can't hear a fucking thing, plus you off with a seat. So I just had to loosen my grip and talk on the beat. I'm walking with heat, no pistol on me, my bars are complete. The type of shit that get you stuck and make you toss in your sleep. They awesome in tweets.
mm,
I think it's more like keeping receipts. I met some real murder men who never whisper to Pete. They keep it discreet. He been laying under the sheets. I'm laying on my rack watching. I'm on 52 beat. Happened so fast. He never had a chance to retreat. The sheets slipped off. And now this nigga looking at me. I hardly close my eyes because this shit is all that I see. So I became my own nightmare while talking the least. Bars are released. Why niggas trying to bargain for peace? and then we shooting at each other. Never target police. Police target Tempo Tai because he drove a Caprice. Hold the critique. I hope they see I'm coaching the streets.
Mm. Oh shit! Oh. Show it off, yo. Hey, nigga. Okay, I hear you, bro.
Yeah,
Yo, you want to know something? That was fucking fire, bro. That
appreciate it,
shit,
bro.
you know what's funny? I was listening to it and I definitely hear Jake. I definitely hear like that kind of style, like that. I love that's my shit right there. I love that
Yeah,
back to back, hitting it, humming the beat, walking the street, hitting when I'm blowing the beat.
yeah,
That's my shit right there. I'm fucking
yeah.
that's how I used to do my shit. All right, fuck it. Let me see. What I got? I got some old shit though. I got shit. I don't
All
rap no
right,
more.
no, shit, come on with
Oh,
it.
fuck. I want to see because you was making me fucking remember. This is some old shit, bro. I'm not about that life. I'm fucking 3 kids. I ain't doing none of this shit no more.
Yeah.
All right, so let me see. This is some old shit. I don't know if I ever said this before.
All right.
All right, let's go. Damn, let me see, because it had me thinking the same shit when you sounded just like I carry big guns and niggas know to surrender because I have them wrapped in sheets like a KKK member. You cross me, nigga. Be sure it's remembered. Be sure it's remembered. I see you again. Your body parts dismembered. You got the wrong one if you think I'm going to take shit. I roll with no gun and hit you with the own shit you came with. Yeah, I'm sick, but this virus lives in me. I catch you flipping you laid out in the block of your own street. It's the only way to live. Hard times getting no sleep. I'd rather make sure wives is ending up lonely. I bring heat and heat only. It's the darkness in me. Because I'm known to speak flames like it's a part of my week. I fucking speak to be heard. And this gun is my speech. I'll leave 6 in you niggas if you go in the reach. Go to sleep in a deep hole with no funeral. Send a note to your family. Tell them they're going to be missing you. Hugging and kissing pictures, wishing you wasn't invisible. But check it. You an example of what I had did to you. Ah,
Man, get the fuck out of here, man.
That was some old shit, man. Yo, listen.
Get the fuck cold-blooded, man.
Listen, man, I was. Here's my story though, bro. I'm not no fucking hard street nigga, but when I was younger, man, my father used to manage hip hop artists coming out of Newark, New Jersey, man. And Newark is fucking hard, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like I was in the booth 10, 11 years old, listening to these fucking hardcore Newark niggas spitting. And it became a part of it, man. And then I got older, growing up in Elizabeth, New Jersey and shit. And I was like, all right, this is my life right here. So, but yeah, man, back in the day, shit, yo. Back in the day.
You might gotta come out of retirement for a verse at least, just for a verse at least.
Yeah, my cousin's telling me, man. I would love to. I started writing R&B and shit after that, and I still like pick up a pen every now and then, but I just kind of fell out of it. But yo, I love it, man. But yo, your shit was phenomenal, man. Yeah, you killing it out here.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate it.
I'm really loving it, man. But yo, we're gonna put your information. Send me all your information. We're gonna put it all Beeline. We got some true hip hop out here, man. Y'all still, I might be sleeping on it a little bit, but I'm waking up. Guests like T3MPO TAI right here. He making me wake up for real. So if you guys like it, definitely support. Please support these artists, man. They out here trying to make names, yo, and talent for the craft, talent for the art. It's incredible. But yeah, Temp, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. I can't wait for everybody to see this episode. And I can't wait to see you moving forward, having big, fucking, giant venues and killing it, bro. Killing it. Much respect, bro. Anything to say in closing?
Yeah, man. First off, bro, I appreciate you having me, man. I appreciate every part of the process. So, thank you for having me. Letting me kind of, talk on shit and be here. But yeah, man, for any new viewers, old viewers, fans, whatever, that's T3MPO TAI, T3MPO TAI, the one and only. So if you pull it up, Google it, hey, that's it. That's me. And man, I appreciate every stream, every follow, and everybody tapping in. Shout out Beeline.
Definitely, bro. Thank you so much, man. I'm gonna put all your info. We get all your social media, everything, man. Follow this man, man. This guy's a real good dude, man. Definitely a real good dude, bro. I much appreciate it. But Beeline, until next time, happy holidays, guys. It's almost over the end of the year. I'm gonna try to put a whole thing together with all these collabs. I mean, I think you might be the first person who came on and rapped in a minute. I've been having a lot of singers on recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So you gonna hold your own spot. I'll tell you right now. I think I'm rap more than everybody else.
See, you rap too, man. I know you don't do that all the time.
Yeah, I don't. But yeah, man. But hey, Beeline, I love you guys, man. Until next time, stay true, stay positive, pay attention, and we'll hit you up later.